So, if you don't know, if this is your first time on my lives, I'm LaShonda, and I go by the handle She Loves the Lord 03 because I do. Um, let's see, I think the easiest way for me to adjust to my surroundings is to pretend that I am in this room by myself. If I focus too much on the camera, um, I'll get slightly distracted. So, one of the purposes of my live tonight is for me to consistently begin to start exercising my voice. So, the goal is to get back into the studio and record. So, in order for me to do that, I need to practice every day. I am 4 years post op of double jaw surgery, and this is my way of slowly re-emerging myself back into the music scene. I am best known as an independent R&B artist, but coming back into the fold of music, I want to do songs for God, for songs for Jesus. So that is the goal, and we're just going to take it one day at a time. If I have folks on my live, bonus, but this is not just for tonight, this is also for the future. So, shout out to the people who may be watching this years from now, months from now, weeks from now. Welcome. So, thank you. So I'm going to begin a mixed voice vocal warm up. I'm going to be using the Jacobs Vocal Academy series. I'm sorry. You can find his work on YouTube under jacobsvocalacademy.com. And I'm just going to get started. I'm going to start exercising my voice. So if I'm not focused on the camera, it's not me being rude. I'm going to stand and focus on the lesson, and then I'll just periodically look at the camera to see who may be joining. Okay? Okay, so let me turn it up so I can hear it.
All right, let's do an NG sound.
Hold on.
All
Okay.
right, let's do an NG sound.
That's my comfort level. I don't want to strain and try to get higher than I'm comfortable with.
exercise is on boop. Ready? Let's go. Boop, 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 boop.
Commercials. Hello. Hi. Hello.
So instead of guessing, he checks what's working.
Hold on, I forgot what he just said. Okay, I think it was boop, 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 boop.
Okay, the next exercise is on boop. Ready? Let's go. Boop, 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 boop.
Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. That's as high as I go. Hi. Boop, 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 boop. 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 I think so. Yep, I think so. I was on the night before last.
Okay, let's do some slides on ah.
I'm just doing some vocal warm-ups to get my voice open. You should really become an actor. Hi there, Ashley. I should become an actor. I'll give you a story time on that. I don't know about acting. Why do you say? You know, doing these exercises is a lot harder than I imagined in my head. I thought I was just gonna be able to come on here and just do them. But I recognize that like my diaphragm, like I have to build everything back up again to be able to sustain some of those notes. And that's important, especially when you're recording songs in the studio.
Let's go.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
The next exercise is on ah. Ready? Let's go.
I gotta hear that again. Well, he was all over the place with that one. Hold on, y'all. Ooh, that one was kind of hard. I don't know if I can do that one.
The next exercise is on ah.
Same voice.
Ready? Let's go.
We're not ready for that one. I'm not even gonna try that one, y'all. I know these notes sound shaky. Okay.
To you what kind of vowel you want to use. So you can sing ooh, you can sing ah, whatever you like. So ready? Let's go.
I can hear my voice. I can feel my voice saying, okay, don't push it, girl. I'm listening, trying to hear how it's flowing. That's a good one. That was a daily mixed voice vocal exercise. So I think what I'm going to do, because I'm getting a feel for where my voice is, where it's peaking out and where I probably need to stick to something a little more basic for a little bit, just until I can get my voice back to where it needs to be. But yeah, this is kind of my first week doing this. So I know Rome is not built in a day, and I'm not expecting to be like, doing all these acrobatic vocal exercises overnight. It's just, that's not feasible. So, but it gives me a very good benchmark for where I am and where I need to take this. So I think the name of the game is do the same exercise consistently every day until it becomes super, super easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be consistent. That's really the main thing. So because I want to record again, like I was saying in my earlier video, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. Because the worst thing you want to do is not be vocally conditioned to sing, and then you try to sing in a recording studio. You waste your time, you waste your money, and you're not going to have what I would consider a commercially viable product. So that's really the goal, is to have something that you can feel proud of, but you can also market. So that's kind of where I am. So how are you guys? What's going on with y'all? How is your day progressing? It's now, and I'm drinking out of my bone broth mason jar. So this is water, not bone broth. But yeah, how's everybody doing? Who's on with me? I know some of you had to take a break. Cooking steak. Cooking steak. Okay. Cooking steak. Doing great. Can't complain. I know that's real. Good thing. So I told y'all that I was gonna do a quick story time. I've been promoting my R&B records in my shorts, um, and so I said that I would do a story time on the song that I wrote called "Wash That Man." Um, Interesting story, and it came to mind as I was preparing the post, because I was like, that was my first single that I put out, but it was a really old song. So, quick story time. I wrote that song like in the early 2000s. And it was somewhat autobiographical. Like it was one of those songs that was true to life, art and life converging. Um, and I happened to be one day just cleaning around the house, and I came across what we all have in our homes, in our bathrooms, our shampoos, our conditioners. And so I started thinking about like how could I incorporate everyday things that everyone uses and turn them into metaphors for song lyrics. And so that was really like the infancy stages of how that song came about. So during that time, I was trying to think of what artists were out that were really popping. Mariah Carey, I think, was like, she was on fire in terms of like cranking out a whole bunch of songs that she had written. And so, me not being out there like that professionally, I always tried to, I was like, okay, if I'm going to one day compete in the marketplace with heavy hitter songwriters, I better start studying some of the people that are, really doing well. So she was one of the writers that I would often study. And I came up with the lyrics. I'm one of those, sometimes it's the lyrics first, sometimes it's the melody. I think with this song, it was kind of a combination of the two. So I remember being in the bathroom and I had the shampoo bottle, and I'm like, okay, so if I'm saying I'm gonna wash that man, how does that relate to the shampoo bottle? So, I'm just trying to find lyrics. And so I was like my conditioner, detangle, set and free, because that's what conditioner is designed to do. So I would just find really creative ways to tie everyday things to songs. So fast forward, I end up demoing the song with my first collaborator. His name is Ivan Baker. And Ivan and I have an interesting history in how we met. We met through another songwriter, famous songwriter, Ryan Toby. So because we were in the same geographic area, it was like, okay, it makes sense to put these two people together. And so Ivan and I, we would write songs quite a bit. He would produce them, I would write them, create melodies, and the rest is history. So I demoed this song, and the song is like, it's just like really popping. Like I could, in my mind, I always try to picture like, could I potentially hear this song on the radio? And so I demoed the song, but it lived in my car for over 10 years. This song lived in my car. I would play it for friends. I do recall at one point shopping it commercially. Like I did pitch it to songwriters, but no one picked it up. So it just lived in my car. One of those, if I'm out doing stuff or I'm out driving, I might pop on one of my demos, and it was just kind of this yesteryear nostalgia kind of vibe. So fast forward to 2018, I'm ready to put the song out. all these years later. Like, people are like, yo, you should just put that song out because it's good, you know? So I had this creative idea. Thank you, Ashley. So look, I had this creative idea. I was like, I'm gonna just put the song out. I'm not gonna redo it. I'm not gonna do anything to the music. I'm just gonna put the song out. Enough already. Just put the song out. So then Ivan had the bright idea. He was like, no, let me mix it and play with it a little bit, right? Sometimes when something's not broke, you're not supposed to do what? Fix it. So he goes in and he remixes the song. And I remember I was so excited because I was like, oh, he's going to put this extra polish on it. It's going to be great. I get home, I pop that song on, and I was hearing like, it sounded like somebody was frying chicken in the background of that song. I don't know what sonically, I'm still trying to figure out sonically what was going on with that record. But it literally sounded like somebody was frying chicken in the background. So I'm like, so I called him up on the phone and I was like, did you listen to this song? And he was like, yeah, what you think? And I was like, she laughing. I was like, did you listen to the song? And he was like, yeah, what's wrong with it? And I was like, it literally sounds like y'all were frying some bacon in the background of this song, right? So he goes to listen to it. He was like, oh my God, I don't know what happened. So fast forward, I couldn't put the record out like that. And as provision would have it, because I'm learning not to say if luck will have it, it's God's provision. As provision would have it, someone that I'd met in Dallas had heard the demo and wanted to feature the demo in their independent film. And I was like, now mind you, I'm under a tight deadline too. So not only am I trying to release the song as a single, my first single, but I'm also sync licensing the song for a film. So in your mind, just imagine the pressure, the pressure was getting worse. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Because I told the film producer, hey, I will have this song for you by XYZ date. So I'm panicking. I had another collaborator in Atlanta, and he was like, yo, he was all nonchalant. He was like, yo, it's simple. He was like, just record it over. And I'm like, record it over? He's like, yeah, you're a singer. He was like, what you tripping for? He was like, just redo it. Redo the whole song. And I'm like, a song that's lived in my car for over 10 years? You want me to do it over? The song that I've come to know and know every vocal part? You want me to do that song over from scratch? And he was like, yeah, you're a songwriter and a singer, right? And I was like, yeah, I am. Yo, so now I'm in Texas. Ivan's in the state he's in. I'm not going to say what state he's in. And then my other collaborator, he's in a whole nother state. So all my collaborators, for some reason, always end up being somewhere else. They're not in the same area I am. So I didn't know what I was going to do. And I had to really think. I had to take off my artist hat and put on my publisher record label hat. And my collaborator was like, these are the list of studios, pick one. So I went to one studio, but his schedule didn't coincide with mine. And I was like, devil, you a lie. I'm gonna record this song. I don't care what's going on. So he was like, I got another studio you can go to. So I was like, okay. So I flew in. I go to this studio. It's in a very unassuming neighborhood. It's literally a house, which I'm not a stranger to because I know people record out of all types of places, right? So I go into the studio. Guess whose studio it is, y'all? Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna guess, I'm gonna tell you, but it ends up being one of Eazy-E's producers from back in the day. His name is Rhythm D. So I'm at Rhythm D's studio. I got my engineer Kat, who's going to engineer the session. I have the stems for Watch That Man. And I went into the booth and I just did it over. And it was kind of weird in a way because it was like I'm trying to make it sound like the demo because let's face it, the demo is the song I fell in love with. I fell in love with the sound of the demo. But it's a new studio, it's a new sound, it's a new engineer. So I just did it over. I did it over. And I'll never forget, I got to this one part of the song, and I'm gonna find it and then I'll post it in one of my stories. But I got to one part of the song and I could not sing this line to save my life. I could not sing this one line. I kept stumbling over it. But fast forward, the lesson in that was sometimes you just have to do it over. And the other lesson was don't be married to a concept because you can do it over. You can start again. And, you know, I'm trying to think what the line was. It was, should have thought about me when you were out on your secret date. And I could not say the should have thought about me because it was a very quick line. My earlier work used to have a lot of rap sing kind of lyrics, and I don't know what it was about that one line, but I could not get it out. And he was like, LaShonda, I need you to just say the line really slowly. So he's trying to coach me on how to sing a song I wrote like over 10 years ago. So he's like, should I thought about me? He's like, sing it. Should I thought about me? Okay, now speed it up. Should I thought about me? Should have thought about me. And I was butchering the crap out of that line. But we got it done. So that's my story time for Watch That Man. My very first single, Watch That Man. Okay, who's still on with me? I'm drinking out of my bone broth. I love mason jars. Shoulda thought about me. Shoulda thought about me when you were out. What time is the steak going to be ready? I saw somebody was making steak. Shoulda thought about me. Thank you. Look, there's a lot more stories where that came from. It's just that one came to mind because there was, you know, it's like when you're trying to do something and it's like at every turn there is something trying to just be the pebble in your shoe. And I just wasn't going to let it be the pebble in my shoe because I was like, you know, this is an opportunity to get the song out there, to market the song in a film. And ultimately, he ended up using it. It was for an independent film called Shattered Love, centered around domestic violence. And so that song was a very pivotal part of the middle of the movie. They used a good portion of it. So was really proud of that. And yeah, I think that was really the beginning of, okay, kiddo, you can do this. Yep, it was definitely meant to be. Yep. And that's how I look at all things. I was thinking about what I wanted to talk to you guys tonight about, and Another thing that came to mind was just, especially for anyone who may be listening to this in the future, because I'm live, but there are going to be people watching this later. Um, a big part of my musical journey was disqualifying myself, and I had to learn that just because you're not on the top billboard or you're not selling millions of records, that doesn't mean that your voice doesn't have value. Um, I I think in one of my first videos that I put out on my personal channel, I was talking about just some of my experiences in the music industry or lack thereof, because I don't know, I always consider myself like a industry underdog, if that makes any sense. Simply because I knew people that were in the industry. I had a peripheral uh, vantage point of it at different stages of my young adult life, but I don't really ever consider myself really being in it. In it, I've been to labels. I've had management. I've shopped myself as an artist. I've shopped myself as a writer. But when I say underdog, I mean from the sense of um, there were people that I that knew that I could write, but did not invite me into spaces. Um, and I had to get to a place where I was okay with that, because what I later learned was God. I really feel like God was protecting me from being in those places and spaces. Because I could tell you stories about sessions that I was supposed to be in, and um, couldn't find the studio. Um, like, literally aimlessly driving around Philly trying to find this one studio that I was invited to, but couldn't find it. And in hindsight, I just look at that as that was God really protecting me. Yep, yep. But back in the day, you didn't really think about it that way. You just wanted to be picked, back in the day. And it wasn't until I got older that I recognized that it's, maybe better to not be invited to certain spaces and places, and to just empower yourself and put out your own stuff. You know what I mean? That was the biggest, I think that was really the biggest lesson that I could have learned for myself. And that was just to not wait around for someone to pick me, to choose me, to put me on, and just put it out yourself. Um, that I would have to say it was the biggest lesson, because if it wasn't for Joseph Jefferson, he was my mentor, and he was my mentor for a very short period of time. I don't want to make it seem like we had this very lengthy relationship. It was for a season of time, but it was a season of time that I feel like was very pivotal, because that was a season that I could have very well gone under the wrong, radar. And I just remember him making time for me. He's since passed on, so I'm not saying anything out of turn in terms of like privacy and stuff. But he was one of those people in my life at the time that wanted me to know everything he knew. If Does that make sense? Like, he wanted me to hear his horror stories, his worst horror stories, which I won't repeat that. But what it did do was it it centered me. It made me think. It made me take inventory of what I wanted and what I didn't want in my life. um, because I wasn't one of those people where you could just tell me anything. um, I was very I asked a lot of questions. I'm the girl who would take college classes on the music industry because I was like, I ain't about to get got. Um, I've been under, when I was really, really young, I had a manager at one time, and that kind of scared me a little bit because I was like, I ain't really like the type of time she was on. So that was, it's like those little moments where you're like, okay, this could have went all the way left, but God got me up on out of that. You know what I mean? So I had those near misses, and once you have a near miss, you're like, okay, I'm not just gonna sign anything. I'm not going to just put my name out there. I'm gonna be very studious. I'm gonna be very cautious. I'm gonna make sure that whatever I do, there are legal eyes on it. I was always coming at it from that angle, but I honestly feel like the way things happened for me was the way it was supposed to happen. Nothing. Um, and just settle into just regular life until I figured it out on my own that I needed to be an independent artist. Um, and that was really the most freeing time to uh, have almost raised, children, and I'm a little older, I'm a little more wiser, I'm more, just a little more settled. And I was like, yo, I think I'm ready to do this. Like, I'm ready to introduce my voice, in my way. So very freeing, very freeing. Yeah, very freeing. But, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. And no regrets. No regrets. I wrote a lot of songs, but I've only released 5 singles that have my name attached to them as a artist. And then I have the songs that I wrote with Tasha. But yeah, very proud of those things. But now, gotta get my voice back in shape. Like today, I felt so fatigued today, and I was like, nope, nope, nope. We're gonna push through. We're gonna. You told them you would go live today. No, So yeah. Any questions about industry life? I know, not everyone has aspirations to do music in the commercial sense, but any questions that I might be able to answer? I don't know. I know the industry has changed quite a bit, so I am definitely not the authority on what's going on now. I could tell you all things independent. That's about it. I could tell you how to, protect your work and those things, because that's very important. A lot of people, um, they create these beautiful pieces of work, but they don't protect it. And I've heard so many stories about, yeah, social media is free advertising. Yeah, pretty much. And the only caution I would say is just to make sure you protect your intellectual property still, though, because I'm trying to think. It was a there have been several viral moments that have happened over the years, and the person would just kind of free flow create something, and then it goes viral. And there's always the potential of someone coming behind you and trying to, take credit for something that you've done. I've seen several instances within the past 5 years. um, so I would just say, like, if you're going to do that, be intentional about at least copywriting your work and registering it, if possible, with a performing rights organization, so that you have some protections. And um, if it turns out to be a viral moment, then I think that would be an opportunity to also attach like your ISRC codes and things of that nature, so that you could be compensated for your work, and it's not just floating around out there, and nobody knows who owns it, where, who it belongs to, and all of that stuff. Do you get nervous singing on stage? Absolutely. um yeah. Oh yeah. I will say this. I am probably 1000% comfortable in the studio, and 75% comfortable on stage. And as an independent artist, I haven't had a ton of stage moments. Um, let's see, the biggest stage moment I've had, I performed in Atlanta for an NAACP event, and that was a few thousand people present. It was an outdoor event, so actually I can't really say it was. It may have been over 1,000, because it was like an outdoor pavilion type concert. I had a live band, which was really cool. So being independent and also being new to performing on stage, I had to very quickly, and when I say quickly, I mean like you don't have a lot of time to contemplate, figure it out. You gotta act like, look, you gotta act like you've been there. You gotta act like you do this all the time. And so this is like my first big performance. I have a live band. Um, I have background singers, and I'm singing "Wash That Man" on stage in front of thousands of people, and I gotta act like, gotta act like I know what I'm doing, right? So, I'll find a clip. I'll find a clip from that performance and post it. But I will say this: I did discover some things about myself in that performance. I discovered that I was just having fun, and it was okay. And it was okay if I had a moment where I might have messed up. It was okay that I somewhat got tangled in my mic for a second, but I needed to have those moments, because every performer, I think, has that moment. So, but one of the most memorable things about that time was everything that I come to love and appreciate about artists. When I see them performing on stage, I was doing it, and I was doing it naturally. And I really surprised myself, because I was like, oh, okay, you do know how to engage an audience. And I had them singing along with me, and those things that you see when you go to a show. So I just had to do it. But yeah, I get nervous. I had another opportunity to sing with Craig Robinson. He's a comedian. And this was kind of like on a whim. We were at the Improv, and he incorporates a lot of live singing during his comedic sets. And I was there supporting a friend, and he was like, "Do you want to go on stage with me?" And I was like, "Sure." I was like, "Okay, let's do it." So it's just, you're there. What's the saying? Be ready, don't get ready. Be ready for anything. And we were backstage just kind of messing around and singing songs. And he was like, "You sound good. You want to go on with me?" And I was like, "Okay, sure." And that's how that came about. But yeah, I get nervous because I think everyone wants to make sure that they do their best, and you don't, it's live, so you can't really anticipate what you're gonna, stuff happens. I sang at a wedding for a relative, and something went wrong. So you just never know. You never know. But yeah, it was fun. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. But that's kind of, some of my backstory. I said I was gonna sing, and I wrote down some songs that I had written. Um, I've been listening to a lot of music here recently. Like, I really love '80s music, so when I'm driving in the car, a lot of times I'm listening to like the older songs from back in the day. But I'd been brainstorming, just some of the ones that I had written, over a period of time that were inspirational focused. So I had a song called, "He's Looking for You," and that was birthed, I want to say in 2016. He's looking for you, meaning Jesus is looking for you. So I was just going to sing a little bit as a demonstration. And again, these are all songs that I've copyrighted. They are courtesy of my label 309 Music Group and my publishing entity 309 Music Publishing. um, Every promise that God gives is not just a privilege, it's a responsibility. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Are we so obsessed with religious rules that we miss the people that desperately need to know God? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Come as you are, it's okay. Come on and hug your neighbor, shake a hand, let them know they're welcome. Ooh, yeah. All you gotta do is let him lead. Seek him first, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's looking for you. He's looking for you. He's looking for you. Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? He's looking for you. He's looking for you. He's looking for you. Yeah. Is it you? 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 Yep. Thank you. Mm-mm. So when a lot of times when I'm singing songs, I hear all the different parts of the song, which is a good thing. I think most writers probably experience this. It helps me to be able to vocal arrange the song. So I'll be at home and I'll be like, "He's looking for you." So that'll be like a background. He's looking for you. Da, 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 da. I don't play any instruments, so I have to like hum it in my head. Da, da, he's looking for you. 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 You. Yeah. But that's one song. Then I was doing something random today, and I thought about a song that I had wrote, gosh, probably 2010. And I had my daughter in mind. My daughter, she's an adult now. So is songwriting a quick process? Hmm. How, okay, I'm gonna table your question. I mean, I'm gonna answer your question. I'm gonna table I'm gonna write down the daughter song. Um, it depends. This is what I'll say about that. Everyone's songwriting process is completely different. So I've written with Tasha, and I love Tasha because Tasha has like, she's like my school teacher, English version of a songwriter. She has these really cool songwriting exercises that she'll have us do before we write. For example, we wrote this song called Light Up the World. And what she would do is she would have us spend at least 10 minutes coming up with random phrasings, just random phrasings, no rhyme or reason. So I'll come up with mine and I'll write them on little pieces of paper. She'll come up with hers and she'll write them on little pieces of paper. And then we'll put them in a little, I'll put them in a cup. She'll put hers in a cup. And then we'll draw out of the cup. And whatever we draw, that's what we're going to write about. So I had the paper that said light up the world, and she has something totally different, but we took both of those ideas and we made sure to somehow incorporate those lyrics in the song. So that particular song, and it's you can look it up on Spotify or YouTube once I tell you. It's I'm trying to think of the lyric where I have the like, no, it's the title, LaShonda, duh. Um, ah, light up the night, light up the world. Oh, oh, feel the energy, feel the heat. So I think she had something along the lines of, it was something, her line was in the verse and my line ended up being the hook. So that's one unique way of songwriting, but I wouldn't say that that's quick. To your question, sometimes they do come quick. And I like to, I've heard people use the word channeling. I don't believe in channeling, but I believe that because God is a creator, those songs, when you have songs that just pop in your head, those songs come from God. They're just, I feel like there's just songs that he just plants inside of us. And so I've had songs that I would consider quickly written because they came that way. I've had songs that came from waking up from a dream. I've had songs, I'm washing dishes and they come. I shared with you, watch that man holding up a shampoo bottle. Like, it just really depends. And I think at the base level is being open to, is freeing your mind to be creative, to receive what he imprints into your heart to do. But yeah, most of the songs that I've written were just me humming a melody and then coming up with the lyrics along the way. Um, I don't know. I find that if you have a strong melody, you could write anything to that melody. You could write. One time I was in the kitchen. This was during the pandemic because everybody was inside, y'all. Everybody was bored. So I'm in there and I'm making oatmeal. And I was like, okay, it's all about the flow. Yes, it's really about the flow. I would say 90% is about the flow. But I'm in the kitchen, I'm making oatmeal, And I just started creating a melody about the oatmeal. And the melody was hot. But I was like, LaShonda, you are not getting paid to promote this oatmeal. So, but if anyone knows any jingle writers, look, that might be the next plateau to write jingles. But anyways, I wrote this song with my daughter in mind, and it's called Blink, It's Yours. And that song is, I got you, and I will never let nothing happen to you. 'Cause it's your innocence that's got me, and I'm not tainted by the flaws that haunt the world. And then the pre-hook to the bridge is, I've got lots of love. I've got lots of love to give. Baby, you're the star. You capture my heart. Just blink, it's yours. Whatever you want, you don't have to ask, is there? Limits have no end. I'll spoil your time again. Just blink, it's yours. Blink is yours. Yep. A lot of good songs. Need to record a lot of these songs. So that is the goal, to record and get back in there. So I'm going to, just be kind to myself and take my time, because I don't want to rush the process. Thank you. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time thinking about it, but I don't want to rush the process either. Because I was doing these vocal warm-ups, and the one thing that I realized was I have to strengthen my diaphragm. My core muscles are very weak. So I'll give it a few months. I should be ready to do something. And I'm taking y'all with me. I'm taking you with me. Yeah, I have a studio that I like to use. Great sound. So I'm going to go back to what I know and get back at it. But I am not going to keep you guys. I appreciate you so much for, Ashley, you've always been a top supporter. I really, 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 really appreciate you. And I don't know if, I was trying to see if Mark was still on. Mark, I think, hit me up earlier. Somebody had hit me up earlier. It was like, are you going live today? So, but yeah, you guys make the YouTube experience fun. So I really appreciate just the support. And yeah, because most times when I go live, it'll be to do what I'm doing now. Practicing singing, just engaging with you guys, and not always necessarily talking about music, but just finding topics that we can cover, and just to have some exchange and dialogue. So I'm not just talking, because I want to hear from y'all too. I think it's important for us to use this platform as a parasocial exchange, because it's just so much going on in the world. You are very kind and positive. Oh, bless you. I do my best, child. I do my best. Look, I heard Shadow say this, kindness is free. Being kind is free. So it don't cost you anything to be kind. Even if, like I told you earlier, like I didn't honestly physically feel well to go live, but then I was like, LaShonda, you could say something today. This is my mindset here recently. You could say something today that could change someone's trajectory. You could give a kind word. You could have a piece of wisdom or knowledge to impart to someone, or vice versa. Somebody can give you something to boost your spirits and lift your spirits up today. So I'm trying to get out of the mindset of, if I don't feel well, I'm not going to do a thing. Sometimes it's good to push yourself anyway, because just being on with y'all tonight, like I really feel like I actually feel better. I just be having moments, child. Like I don't know what it is about that surgery, but I will tell people, like, if you absolutely need it, get it. Under the advice of your doctor, of course, because I'm not a medical professional. But if you don't need it, don't do it. It ain't for everybody. I'm telling you, it's rough. Because it's been 4 years now. And I'm sitting here like, what the world, Jesus? What the world? What in the world? But I'm here. I'm here, and I'm going to ride the bike until the wheels fall off, because there's a lot to do. You know, I have my other platform, and so I'm, developing content for it. I'm actually, when I get off of this live, I have to finish up an episode. And yeah, gotta keep on moving. Gotta keep on moving and grooving. Any other questions for me, or any other things like you'd like to talk about, or things that you would like to talk about in the future? Because I want to brainstorm and like come up with, I think what I'm going to do is come up with some polls that I can post on this platform, and then you guys can give me feedback on like stuff that we could discuss. I think my only hard no will be, I'm gonna steer clear from politics and conspiracy stuff. I'm gonna steer clear of that. Yeah, only because I don't feel like I'm equipped to have those discussions on this platform. So, but yeah, that's about it. That's about it. I did 63 minutes. I'm so proud of myself. Look, my husband was like, you were on for 50 something minutes the other time. I was like, yeah, time flies. When you're having good conversation and you're interacting with people, like, I can see how 2 and 3 hours can go by very, very easily. But it's fun. I really enjoy being on live. It's really fun. It's fun. But I'm not going to keep you guys. If you don't have any other questions, I'm going to close it out. And I think a healthy live would be, maybe I'm going to try to do once a week. If not once a week, every other week, just to keep it fresh. And I'll come up with a poll so we can have some questions. I mean, some topics to talk about for the next time. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. All right. Well, I will bid you adieu, and you guys have a great rest of your evening, and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.